This is Snowface Bigfoot, and welcome to my UK official PlayStation Magazine Unwrapping video. And I have two issues here. When I subscribed from back in 2019, I had to cut my subscription because my teacher pay was too low here. Remember, I had to take a $20,000 pay cut just to move back to Virginia and help take care of my parents. But, you know, that's worth the sacrifice because my dad's still around. So anyway, these are two big magazines here because in the United States, the official PlayStation magazine went out of print about 5 years ago. And so what we have here are two issues from what I believe, again, is 2019. So the first one, I had already made a video on this, and I decided it was too long, and I'm going to make two videos instead. So first off, we have this right here. And the first thing we have that comes with this issue of the magazine is the greatest 100 games on PlayStation Now. Okay, so again, this is from the end of 2019. So some of the games that are actually in here are no longer on PlayStation Now. And I'm going to feature this in a separate video. What we have here is the 2019 December issue 168 edition of PlayStation Magazine from the UK. And look who's in front. LA, who's ready to bust a cap and so on. No, she's ready. Look like she's ready to boil somebody in acid. I don't know, man. She just looked like she's ready to just straight up kill a bunch, not just one person, but just like kill a bunch of people. And if you actually play the game, you'll see why. But right here, in here, one thing that they do is that they have the Big Ten stories here. And the first one starts with Capcom's Project Resistance takes Resi multiplayer. Can you resist the urge to destroy friendships and players in versus zombie 4-on-1s? So this talks about co-op in Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil Outbreak, and how they're bringing it to the modern generation. So, and again, this just gives you about 10 major stories here. Here they talk about Final Fantasy Remake 7, which will be celebrating its first anniversary here. What is it? On my birthday, I think, April 10th. Yeah, I believe this came out on my birthday. It was kind of a disappointment, but the story is outstanding, I thought. It's just too much fluff in there. Civilization 6. Okay. And some other things in here. Little Nightmares, which I actually downloaded, and I'm going to play that sometime soon. So, okay. Zombie Army 4. Get your mitts on this PS4 Pro. And which Sony first-party games do we want to see remade? So, they have a short debate in every issue. And it's usually just like, if you notice, it's 4 different people giving, 4 different outputs. Death Stranding ad, what readers want to play. Well, of course, it's probably going to be The Last of Us 2. And again, this is at the end of 2019, so. All right. Okay, opinion again. Traps. Are you in the mood for traps? And it talks about 10 different games on PlayStation that has traps in them. So, okay. So what we're going to do here, the previews. The first one is on Yakuza Like a Dragon. And again, this is a JRPG, turn-based. So, I was disappointed to hear it was turn-based at first, but then, after I heard how good the game was, although somewhat redundant out here, I'm going to play it, but there we go. Okay. I had to wear a hoodie out here because it's like 70, but there's a cold wind blowing in from the water. So, and whenever that happens, it gets real cold real easy here. Okay, Need for Speed Heat. Again, I haven't really cared for this series in years. And I've never really cared for it that much because of artificial AI. Death Stranding. So I had a different name for that. I called it Side Quest Simulator. I haven't played it yet, but from what I've seen of it, it's beautiful, but it's not really, it's really overrated. Here we go. The Last of Us 2 cover story. Yeah, and I'll say, I don't really care about the part with Ellie. Her story is boring, man. It's just nothing to it. It's just the same old, same old. With Abby, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it is a very good story. And again, it's just outright gorgeous, and it's probably the most accessible game in video game history as far as, like, if you're colorblind, if you're handicapped. It just has a lot of good stuff in there. But it's just a story, and just, I think one thing that you learn from Walking Dead, the point and click adventure, you don't kill a main character. And it works in Psycho, the movie. It doesn't work in this game. Of course. There's Joel and all his greatness. He actually was pretty evil, but you kind of feel sorry for him. Alright. 10 Scariest Moments on PlayStation. I am going to mention one of my favorite games, Control. I ain't talking about Janet Jackson here. I'm talking about Control. I like the push and pull mechanic. You pull somebody and very good. They talk about Detention, Bloodborne, Soma, Alien Isolation, which is one of my favorite horror games. Although it is overdone, it's probably about 5 hours too long, but I still enjoy that game. Of course, Resident Evil 2. Now remember, that is the updated version. That updated version is sick. Dakota White was right. It probably was the best game of that year. All right, the reviews. Again, Concrete Genie. I bought this right out of the download store. Downloaded, played it, platinumed it, played it again. It's a good game about bullying, how to handle it. Of course, Borderlands 3. Just one of my favorite series I've never played. But I love the humor, though. The humor is just crazy. Of course, you got the football. I can't even say it right. Football. FIFA. So, of course, we call it soccer here in the United States. Code Vein. I know one of my students really like that. So, anyway, they do talk about online play, the update to No Man's Sky Beyond. So again, that was about a year ago. So that's pretty cool. I really enjoyed that game. I'm going to go back and actually play the new version of it. They talk about Dreams, and then Spider-Man on Blu-ray. And of course, in every issue, they give a countdown of their top PS4 games and PS virtual reality games. There we go. Of course, I don't agree with the number one. I don't think a Thief's End. Just the story is too redundant. Any game that at the end that you're tired of the story, and especially if it's redundant, it's not the best game on the system. Okay. And of course, Tetris Effect is their top virtual game. Okay, moving on, because I don't want this video to be 30 minutes long. So the next one, I cut this in advance because I didn't want to ruin it. So again, I'm not going to show my address because my identity has already been hijacked enough. Okay, so first here we have a poster. Actually, it's not a poster, it's a 2020 calendar. There we go. I keep want to show this to the computer instead of the camera. And we got some stickers for all the great games. There we go. DualShock 4 light bar decal so you can cover it. Man, I hate that decal. Or not the decals, but the light bar. There we go. Oh yeah, there's Kratos. Badass Supreme. Alright. And I'll show one more here. I'll do this in a separate video. Again, one of my favorite games on PS4. Yeah. Of course, we got Horizon Dawn. I always forget the name of the game. Only thing I didn't like about it is you had to get camp things to get a camp so that you could I can't even think right now. Go from one place to the other. Fast travel. You had to, kill creatures and stuff and make a camp out of it to be able to do that. Alright, next one. Marvel's Avengers. Boy, was that a disappointment of a game. Okay, and this is issue 169. Christmas. Ooh, did he just say 69? Oh, yeah, I did. 169. Oh, yeah. Top 10 stories. This one begins with Remedy is in control for PlayStation 5. There we go. And again, yeah, we all know about the debacle about that, right? Yes, that was a debacle. All right. Diablo 4 is coming to PS4. I don't know how true that is anymore. I'm sure it is, but that's probably going to be next year. I know it's going to be PlayStation 5, and it's going to be open world. Isn't that crazy? Journey to the Savage Planet. Disco Elysium. Can't wait to play that game. Oh, yeah. I believe that's coming out later this year. So, Overwatch 2, I really don't care about that. Which PlayStation game deserves a novelization? So, again, number one game, most wanted, the next month. Of course, it's The Last of Us. And then Cyberpunk 2077. Oh my God, what an unplayable mess. Oh, Dying Light 2. You know what? I enjoyed the first one. Number 4 is Watch Dogs Legions. That game sucked. And, of course, Ghost of Tsushima. That was my favorite game of 2020. But again, that doesn't mean I think it's the best game. I guess I think it is the best game for me. But again, there are different opinions on it. And some of the games that they preview in here, Destroy All Humans, a PlayStation 2 original, where you play as an alien and you zap up human life. That's a game that's a dream game for me. But the problem is, again, it's just, it shows all the weaknesses of the games of PlayStation 2. And this issue really it didn't have, like the last issue, the previews. There we go, Destroy All Humans. You even get to zap up cows in it. I remember one time Brody, I don't want to mention his name, but after what he did, but let's just say one time he made a comment about a cow and started making mooing about one of the students. I had to write him up. I laughed, but it had to be a write-up. You can't make fun of heavyset students, okay? Let's just say big boned. This one didn't have its cover stories of the Avengers game. Wow, I'd say it was such a disappointment from what I hear. It takes 6 to tango. There you go. Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, Miss Marvel, and Captain America. I knew it was going to disappointment just from the E3 demo. What was it, from 2019? 50 reasons to be excited about the PlayStation 5. I'm not even excited anymore because you can't buy one. But, if you got one, I'm glad for you, man. That's real great. I got the Xbox Series S, but I'm still waiting for the games. So, the one thing I am looking for Is my number 1, is their number 6. Fast loading. Yes. And backwards compatibility. Those are my 2 big things. Sequels and launch? No, I don't care about that. I just want good games. A lot of these are just, okay. No, most of these are really Hitman PS5. Yes, I mean, it's nothing that we all know that's going to happen, right? I mean, if you play Hitman, you know that game's the shit, and I mean that in a good way. Oh, did I just curse? There we go. All right, headphones. All right, we're gonna go now. Of course, that's the Christmas video edition where they give you. Now this, they give Death Stranding an 8. They didn't give it a 10. So that should tell you something right there, that the game is not as good as they say it is, right? I mean, if you could give that a 10, yeah, right. That means an 87-year-old sea hag must look good in her age. All right. Medieval. This is one of the best PlayStation 2 games. And what they did is from Ghosts and Ghouls on Ghosts and Goblins is, they cut down the difficulty. But again, another issue is that you die, you start from the beginning of the level. That's one thing that turned me off about those games. Frostpunk, Indivisible, Outer Worlds. I plan to play those games. I actually own Indivisible and Frostpunk. I'm going to play Outer Worlds. Very good game. It's kind of different, I heard. They have the DLC out. Grid. Modern Warfare, of course. Most people, that's the only series that they play. So, really, I don't play those kind of games. Although it is, they are good. I'm not going to argue. Those are very good games. Okay, the focus on this month on for Christmas 19 is Ghost Recon Breakpoint for online, and they talk about other stuff on here too. So of course they talk about the big soccer games. All right. And of course, I don't need to talk about the top PS4 and virtual reality games. And again, remember, this is from Christmas 2019. Now this guy right here, this section right here, they play a game that they hated or have never played before. So this one was Detroit Become Human. It's a kind of a corny game. It's actually, the gameplay's not that bad. I understand where they're coming from, where they try to make androids humans, but it's so corny. And honestly, it's not a bad game, but the script is just laughable. So again, and then they talk about Resident Evil Revelations here. And then they give the 2020 preview special, which this is the last issue that I have right here. So I'm going to resubscribe maybe when I have money, but of course, I don't make that much as a teacher. So anyway, I'd like to thank everybody for watching the video. If you actually watched all 18 and a half minutes, man, you smoking like a blunt. But anyway, yeah, I just noticed your message, Tyree, through PlayStation. So I'll give you a shout out in the video. Anyway, hope everybody on Standing Rock, Shannon River, Fort Berthold, Belcourt, everybody's doing fine. So, in biz and, here in VA and everything. So, man, check out the view. Let me get out the view here and just enjoy the view for a second. Man, is this gorgeous? $6.50 a month is all I pay for this gorgeous view. Anyway, I'm out. Peace. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Slap that thumbs up button if you haven't done already. I'm out. Peace.